Hey everybody, welcome to Module 3. It's the final and last module, and I bet you're all excited to figure out what you're going to be doing. So, this week you will be using the strategies that you've learned from the past 2 weeks to find cause and effect specifically within a text. So, let's get started. First thing you need to know is the strategies to find cause and effect in a text. I have listed 4 strategies that you will be using when you're reading a text to find the cause and effects. The first is to look for clue words. The second, after you have read each paragraph, summarize what you read. The third, ask yourself what happened. And 4, ask yourself why did it happen? So let's go and look at what does each one of those mean? The first one, looking for clue words. What are clue words? There are these clue words that I've listed on the PowerPoint, but there's also other ones that clue to when a cause and effect relationship is about to happen. But as you can see, some of the clue words or signal words that you can look for are therefore, consequence, or consequently, because, result, after, thus, so, since, reason, if, then, and lastly, due to. So, finding clue words and looking at clue words in a text brings your attention to a potential cause and effect relationship in a text. So, whenever you see a clue word, your brain goes, oh, here's a cause and effect. So, make sure you're looking for clue words or signal words when you're reading a text. The second strategy, after you read each paragraph, summarize what you read. So, you're probably wondering, well, what is summarizing again? When you summarize, you tell what happened in your own words. So, what has happened in the story? So, basically, you condense it or make smaller what you read and explain what happened. This is really quick. It's as if your friend missed out on a TV show and you quickly tell them what happened. It's a shorter version of what happened and put in your own words. The third strategy and the fourth kind of go together. The third strategy is to ask yourself what happened. That's going to be the effect. And the fourth thing is to ask, why did that happen? And that's going to be your cause. So now we're going to practice those strategies. I put a paragraph on this PowerPoint and we're going to read it together and we're going to break it down with each of the 4 strategies in mind. So as we begin, I want you to be thinking about the first strategy, which is to think about clue words. About 75 million people died from the Black Plague during the 14th century. Half of the population of Italy fell victim to the disease. The plague caused high fever, swollen glands, dark bruises or sores on the face, and spitting of blood. Most people who got the disease died within 5 days. The disease was spread from fleas from rats. Lack of sanitation and poor medical knowledge account for the continuous plague epidemics throughout the 14th century. All right, so the first strategy was to look for clue words. So, did you see any? There were at least 2. The first one was caused. That shows you that something had caused another thing to happen. In this instance, the plague caused high fever, swollen glands, and dark bruises or sores on the face. So, the plague is the cause, and the effect is high fever, swollen glands, dark bruises, and sores on the face, and spitting of blood. The next clue word was a result of. So we know that the disease was a result of bacteria spread by fleas from rats. So that would mean that the effect would be the disease, and the cause of the disease is the bacteria spread by fleas from rats. All right, let's go to the second strategy. Summarize the paragraph. I like to think of summarizing in around 10 words or less. Sometimes you can go over. So let's see if we can try to do that. Think about if you can summarize this paragraph in 10 words or less, what would you say? I would say the paragraph, summarizing it, is the Black Plague happened in the 14th century and killed lots of people. Another way you could have summarized that is the Black Plague killed a lot of people in the 14th century and was caused by fleas from rats. So that is basically taking what the paragraph was about and making it smaller into at least a sentence or 2. All right, let's go to the third strategy, which is to ask yourself what happened. So we know that the plague happened and that lots of people died. And that's going to be your effect. That's what happened. And that leads us to the fourth and final strategy is why did that specifically happen? Well, the plague and the death of like all these millions of people uh, was the result, or it was caused by disease spreading by fleas from rats. So now that we have broken down this paragraph into the four strategies, I just want to remind you what the strategies are so that way you can use this page for whenever you read your article by yourself. Remember, one, look for clue words and signal words. Two, after you have read each paragraph, summarize what you read. Three, ask yourself what happened. And four, ask yourself why it happened. And if you follow those strategies, finding the cause and effect in a text should be easy peasy.